Great coaches don't just build athletes, they build people. And for over 4 decades, Paul Pavan has done just that. Growing up in Guelph, Ontario, Paul didn't set out to be a volleyball player. In fact, he didn't even know club volleyball existed until one day Coach Dave Hudson saw him playing in a gym and pulled him aside. That moment changed everything. In 1974, with just 6 boys teams in the province, Paul began his volleyball journey with the Guelph Oaks. A natural athlete, he always had a love for sport, even if school wasn't his top priority, but university gave him a reason to learn, and more importantly, to play. He played 3 seasons at Western University and another at York, where his love for the game deepened and the seeds for a future coach were planted. In 1982, Brenda Willis, pregnant at the time and coaching the Guelph Oaks, asked Paul to step in and help coach. That season, they won provincials, and Paul never looked back. He would go on to spend 30 years teaching and coaching at Forest Heights Collegiate Institute, transforming the school into a volleyball powerhouse. Under his leadership, they captured 20 CWSSAA titles, more than 20 CWOSSA titles, 4 OFSA golds, 2 silvers, 3 bronzes, and countless memories. Paul's coaching has always been about the athletes. You have to motivate them, want them to play for you, respect you, and know that you're doing good for them, he said. Coaching's never been about me. It's always been about the kids. Someone pulled me off the street and gave me a chance, and I've always wanted to give that back. He began coaching club volleyball with the Waterloo Tigers in the early 1990s, essentially running the program until 2007. Along the way, he led 2 Ontario Summer Games teams to gold, one in 1986 and again in 1992. In 1996, he co-founded the Waterloo County Volleyball Camp, which grew from just 30 athletes to over 300, offering high-quality training in the region. He also coached the men's team at Wilfrid Laurier University in 1998 and 99. But when his daughters, Becky and Sarah, began playing at the high school level, he stepped away to support their journeys, because for Paul, family always came first.
There's lots of things that I always want to say to my father, but on an evening where he's being inducted into the Ontario Volleyball Hall of Fame, I just want to tell him how proud our family is and how proud our volleyball community that he worked so hard to build in the Waterloo region is of him, and how well deserved it is after all of this time. He has always been a bit of a dreamer when it comes to volleyball, and it is truly his passion, and he turns it into other people's passions. And I think that when you think of Paul Pavan, it's impossible not to think about what volleyball has become in our area and in the province of Ontario, to be connected wholly with his influence.
In a world where time is of the essence, he gives his time and his knowledge and his expertise away for free, because he wants to see kids pursue volleyball, and he wants to see them succeed in the sport.
You know, I have a lot of people who ask me if I wish that I had had a different coach, because playing for my father, definitely, if you know Paul, he's very hard on his athletes, and especially his daughters when they are his athletes. But I would never have wanted to play for anybody else.
I can't tell you how valuable that was, to have somebody in my support system, in my home, that believed in my abilities and believed in my dreams, probably even more than I did. And to always have somebody there with me whenever I wanted to practice or train more or work on my skills, regardless of the sport, he always said yes. And he has continued to give that gift of time to thousands of athletes.
In 2007, Paul co-founded the Kitchener-Waterloo Predators Volleyball Club with Russ Woloshyn. From just 7 teams to more than 25 today, the Predators have become one of Ontario's premier clubs, producing national champions, youth sports athletes, NCAA athletes, and players that have donned the red and white. These past 2 decades has seen Paul coach up and down the age categories for both genders and in both head and assistant coach roles. With nearly a dozen provincial titles and multiple national championships, Paul's coaching record speaks for itself, but his legacy? That lies in the thousands of young athletes whose lives he shaped on and off the court. Paul's influence reaches far beyond the sidelines. As a co-chair of the OVA's Indoor Volleyball Development Committee, Paul played a pivotal role in reimagining Ontario's youth competition model. His vision and leadership helped introduce the Early Contact Initiative, a landmark shift in how the sport is taught and played at younger ages. This initiative laid the groundwork for long-term athlete development across the province, ensuring athletes were introduced in age-appropriate, skill-focused programming from the earliest years in the game. Today, Paul continues to give back as president and director of the KW Predators Volleyball Club, mentoring coaches and athletes and helping to shape the next generation of leaders in the sport.
Whenever I see him sitting in the stands, I'll always appreciate his true love of the sport and his love of creating opportunity for anybody who wants to pursue a dream in the sport of volleyball.
I was so fortunate to see and grow up in an environment where volleyball brought so many people together. And I hope to be able to follow that example as I continue to move through this life. Dad, your work has not gone unnoticed. You have given opportunities to so many kids that otherwise would not have had them. And thank you for giving me my career.
From the boy pulled out of a gym in Guelph to a pillar of Ontario volleyball, Paul Pavan has given everything to this game, and it's given so much back in return. Congratulations to Paul Pavan, and welcome to the Ontario Volleyball Association Hall of Fame in the Builder category as part of the class of 2025.